Welcome everybody to 5 Across April edition. Make some noise if you're excited to be here. I know I'm excited to be here. It has been a great day for entrepreneurship here in Lexington. Earlier today, we had our Awesome Inc. Fellowship Demo Day for our accelerator teams just down the road. We had a corporate innovation panel in our building, a mentor session, and I've got to witness a whole bunch of great connections being made. And tonight, we have a great lineup of pitches for you at 5 Across. As many of you can tell or have probably heard, 5 Across is just one part of the ecosystem that we are trying to build here in Lexington. So this pitch competition feeds into a whole bunch of other events and programs that we have here in Lexington for entrepreneurs. If you want to find out more about that, just find anybody with a 5 Across shirt, go to our website, awesomeinc.org. We would love to get you plugged in to more of our programming. And if you have an idea as a potential entrepreneur, or if you are an entrepreneur that's already working on an idea, then we would love to help you with that. Our entire mission is to help entrepreneurs across the state of Kentucky. So please come find us if you fit the profile of that. Couldn't do it without you guys. Also could not do it without the support of our sponsors tonight. So our title sponsor for the entire 2023 5 Across season is Kinetic by Windstream. So I think we may have a few Kinetic representatives here, but let's give it up to our title sponsor, Kinetic by Windstream. Thank you very much, Kinetic. Super fast internet. We use it down at Awesome Inc. And hopefully you got to experience it yourselves, but we are very proud of our partnership with Kinetic. Our presenting sponsor for tonight is Insperity. I know we've got a few folks from Insperity. Raise your hand if you're with us from Insperity. There's a few on the side there. Yes, thank you guys, Insperity, for your support tonight as well. And a few other sponsors who I want to give shout outs to: Kentucky Innovation, Apex Software, Awesome Inc., the University of Kentucky Entrepreneurship Club, and UK College of Communication and Information Department of Communication. So, one more round of applause for all of our supporters and sponsors. All right, to find out a little bit more about what's in store for our program tonight, I'm going to have you turn your attention to this short video.
Hi there, and thank you for flying with Awesome Inc. We're so glad you chose the 5 Across. So during your 5 Across flight, you will see 5 pitches from 5 entrepreneurs for 5 minutes each. Then a panel of judges will ask the founders questions about their businesses. After seeing all the pitches, our judges will deliberate and then choose the best pitch.
As you know, operating in this industry is no easy feat, and this 5 Across flight is made possible only because of the generosity of our sponsors.
Sponsors include KY Innovation, UK College of Communication and Information, Dinsmore and Scholl, the UK eClub, DB Virtual Accounting, and Inc. 5000 company, Apex.
This evening's presenting sponsor is Insperity. This 5 Across flight is no ordinary flight. 9 out of 10 startups fail, as may this flight. Our pilots only have so much control. It will actually be up to you, our passengers, to make sure we have a smooth journey.
You are responsible for 3 things. Also bears rule number 17, which is to bring the fun. You are in charge of your own time. So if the person that beat you to the armrest doesn't seem happy, elbow them and tell them to smile.
Passengers are also expected to alleviate turbulence by initiating a slow clap if an entrepreneur attempts to take more than their allotted 5 minutes. Thirdly, keep your phone in hand throughout the flight. It is up to you to determine the crowd favorite pitch and provide feedback by rating on RADS. You can find the RADS rating system and other resources by going to awesomeinc.org/program on your mobile browser.
The duration of our flight will be approximately 90 minutes, and passengers are more than welcome to get up and move around the cabin. When we land, we'll be thankful to find that we are still in Kentucky, the best place to be a founder and support entrepreneurs.
Thank you again for flying with Awesome Air on this evening's 5 Across flight, fueled by Kinetic by Windstream and Insperity.
All right. Garrett, welcome. Welcome to the stage.
Thanks, Brian.
So, a couple of important rules from that video that I want to just recap.
Yeah.
You want to take the first one?
This one, I have a tattoo on my back. You haven't seen it yet. But I also think we have rule number 17 to bring the fun. So, each one of you, real quickly, just turn around, look at the audience in this room tonight. Each one of you are here on your own choice to support Kentucky entrepreneurs. Someone who might be a future employer or a partner. So, be engaging, smile with your eyes, the clappers, be loud, bring the fun, and make these people feel welcome.
The second thing we want you guys to remember to do is the slow clap. So every presenter has 5 minutes, and as that counts down, we will cheer them off of the stage. Not literally, but we will let them know that their time is up by giving them an applause. So we're going to practice real quick. So let's imagine the timer that you see right here on the stage is counting down. 3, 2, 1.
Last but not least, if you didn't get the memo, each one of you is given $100 million imaginary dollars when you walk in the room. So, all of you have a responsibility tonight to head on over to awesomeinc.org/program on your phone, tablet, whatever you brought with you, and give these entrepreneurs feedback. Act like you're going to be their investor, let them know how they can grow their business, because that's what they're here for tonight.
That's right. This is big news here. I don't know if you heard this, but tonight's winner, $500 cash prize is on the line, as well as a $5,000 safe note investment from Key Horse Capital. And then on top of that, they get a chance to win $55,000 of prize money, the finals event that comes up in December. This is such huge news that when I first heard it, I thought this must be an April Fool's joke. It kind of like that time when I told you that you were going to get a promotion. Let's move on. Our founders tonight, we've got some good ones in the crowd that you're going to get to see. Our first one, Garrett.
First one, we have Justin Aaron with Todd.
We've got Harry with Sky9.
We've got Jennifer with Cartoon Eyes, My Pet Animals.
We've got Jennifer with Title Wise.
And last one, let's do a Carly and Kendall with the question. So, one big round of applause for all of the different down here. Well, before we get things kicked off, let's turn it to Stevens, who was February's winner. First one for the year.
Hello everyone, my name is Stevens. I'm the founder and CEO at Fidelity. We are the winner of the Fiberglass Startup Page Competition for the month of February 2023. And I wanted to say congratulations for getting selected. I hope you have a wonderful time and the opportunity to expose your company to the community. Good luck everybody. Thank you.
Right on, right on. Well, I believe on the next slide we're going to see a bunch of question marks. So if you don't know what that means, Stevens was one of 5 entrepreneurs who pitched at February's event and is locked in his place for the December Fibercross Finals. And one of these 5 lovely companies, what's up, Stevens, is going to be here to take the second place that will be locked in for them. So we're excited for each one of you to pitch. Somebody's going to walk away home pretty wealthy and also get a spot for a pretty sweet prize down the road as well.
When is the finals again, Garrett?
December.
You don't have to be exact.
Probably the first Wednesday in
First
December.
Wednesday of December, and you know where that's going to be?
I think it's going to be here, Mom. I don't want to tell them wrong.
I think it's going to be here as well. So first Wednesday of December, we'll see you all back here.
Well,
all right, this is the moment that many of you have been waiting for, because determining the winner of tonight's pitch competition is going to be 3 judges that are going to be sitting at that table right there. We are going to ask you to please rise to your feet. Get ready to make some noise.
oh, you hear that music? Oh, it's happening.
It's happening right now. We are going to meet our judges for this evening. So if everybody can please welcome our first judge. He is so entrepreneurial that he starts companies in his sleep. I think he started 3 last night. This is the president, CEO of Synchrony Health Services, the founder and chairman of Trilogy Health Services, and Hall of Fame entrepreneur, Randy Bumper.
Kentucky, our next judge is so friendly that she has inside jokes with people she's never met. Give it up for former director at Chrysalis Ventures and current partner at Ramsall Investments, Elizabeth Ramsall!
His ideas are so big Welcome the president of Vital Tears, Rajan Shukla. All right, judges, do you feel prepared for what's about to happen? You look prepared. You look like you're ready to pick a winner for this April event. And that's what we asked you to do. So I'm sure you're going to do an outstanding job at it. Before we meet our first team, I think we've got some trivia here.
I think we do. Can everyone say, hi, sweet Kevin? Hi, sweet Kevin. Okay, that was about 50% of the room. All together, can we say, hi, sweet Kevin? Hi, sweet Kevin.
Thank you, Garrett. Man, I wish my wife were here to hear that.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Well,
Kevin, I just want to affirm you that all three judges said that. So that means something's going on.
great. Well, what they failed to mention is not only is there prize money on the line for tonight's entrepreneurs, but there is also an awesome prize on the line for our trivia contestants. A 60-minute unlimited arcade gameplay at the new main event facility over on Inglesville Road. If you haven't been there, take it from me. It was awesome. It was great. So we've got our first contestant tonight. Hannah, why don't you stand on up? And Hannah, answer this question for me after your multiple choice options appear on the screen. What percent of people have created estate planning documents? Is it A, 12%, B, 33%, C, 57%, D, 71%? And hopefully you're adding to this positive statistic. If you haven't, then you should. Okay? All right, Hannah, what do we think the answer is for a 60-minute arcade play at the main event?
Okay, I'm gonna go with B, 33.
B, as in Badger, 33%. Garrett, what do we feel? It's correct! Good job, Hannah! Wow! She's not even a word. Good job.
Speaking of estate planning, I have a strong feeling that if we all rise to our feet and turn down this aisle, we're going to learn a little something, something. So everyone make some noise for Justin and Aaron with Todd.
So by a show of hands, who has loved ones? Keep those hands up if you're able to access estate documentation with those loved ones. That's right, the majority of us cannot. So 9 years ago, my father passed away suddenly without a plan. And instead of celebrating his life, I was overwhelmed by dealing with his affairs. Turns out the last memory I have of my father was filled with resentment. So I'm Justin Deja, co-founder and CEO of Todd.
I'm Aaron Bucciarelli. I'm the co-founder and chief product officer. My father passed away 5 years ago. His name was Todd. Before he passed, he assembled everything that he thought we would need to settle his estate, and then he handed it to me in this giant manila envelope. And it was super helpful, but unfortunately it didn't really solve all of our problems. My mom spent probably 9 months and countless sleepless nights anguishing over what to do with the contents in that folder. And it really sucks because it robbed her of that ability to really grieve in that moment. And that's why we created Todd. We want to make sure that no family has to go through the same experience that Justin and I had.
So these stats behind me are real. Aaron and I know this because we've personally experienced the first three. We just met someone the other week who shared their personal story of being one serendipitous conversation away from being included in the last stat. All of this is unnecessary. These stats and other factors are quickly changing our behavior around estate planning. The sandwich generation is primed for a tool like Todd. Years ago, companies like LegalZoom started to create static legal documents. And then, the second wave, companies allowed families to store estate information in the cloud. Currently, companies introduce grief counselors and probate estate attorneys to families. This is helpful, far too late, far too costly. You see, everywhere in the world, automation and ease of use are becoming table stakes. So Todd leans into this and is creating a new innovation wave.
Todd does three main things. First, we help people collect and store everything that they'll need to settle an estate. Second, we want to make sure that the estate stays up to date, so we combine your profile information with external data sources like Experian and even social media. So you can just go about your life and things will automatically update. And then finally, when the time comes, Todd will be there to help automate all of the business and administrative tasks that are required of settling an estate. Let's take a look at an example journey. I'd like you to meet Emily and Jin. Emily lives with her 3 children and her aging mother, Jin, who's in poor health. Emily is freaked out about the prospect of settling her mother's estate. She witnessed what her mom had to go through a couple years ago. So Emily looks for information on the subject, and she comes across Todd. Todd's content empowers her to have that hard conversation around her mother's affairs with her. Together, they create a Todd account. They upload her mother's will, her life insurance policy, and they connect her social media accounts. A few months go by, and Jin welcomes the birth of her new grandson on Facebook. Todd recognizes this and sends her an alert and asks if she'd like to update her beneficiaries. Of course, she says yes. Sadly, a few months go by, and Jin passes away. Emily logs on to Todd and starts the fair settlement process. Todd alerts the insurance company, and now all of her children, including the newborn, will receive part of their inheritance.
So we've been bootstrapping since the beginning of the year, and we're launching our MVP in July. Part of our revenue model is simple. We have a tiered subscription model that balances growth and revenue generation. The number you see behind me is only a portion of the sandwich generation. And it's baseline. There's additional target users and alternative revenue streams on top of that. Since we're not creating any legal documents, we'll need a network of trusted estate attorneys, and because we're auto-settling, we're going to need to connect into companies through APIs and such. So, combined, Aaron, Alois, and I have 40 plus years of experience in complementary functional areas. We've started companies, we've gone through hyper-growth, we've even taken a company public. And bonus, we've all worked together, at least at some point in our career. So, imagine a big co-executive, a 3-time founder, a business-minded full-stack engineer getting together to dream up an incredible UX with a tool that solves real-world problems. So, I hope you're excited as much as we are, and we invite you to join us on our journey.
Well, we're going to give the judges a few minutes to answer questions, so if the timer runs out, do not slow down the judges, but judges, you guys are here for a reason, take it away.
I'm curious how you go to market. How are you going to find all those people?
So the sandwich generation is going to be our key target market. On top of that, we've already had conversations with 2 types of companies that are Cincinnati-based. One type, Fortune 500 insurance companies, and the second type is an HCM company that will offer up Todd on their digital marketplace that unlocks their portfolio of companies.
Next question, privacy is everything. Do you have any certifications that we would know about in recognition?
Yeah, it's when we develop our product, we're going to definitely look at like compliance, like SOC 2 and things like that.
So is that a no?
That's a yes.
You do have that already.
We don't have them. No, we don't have them already.
Plans and
Yeah, sorry.
And can you tell us about how you're going to go about assessing product market fit and what sort of traction you see today?
So from a product market fit perspective, the one way I like to approach it is just through heavy user interviews and engaging with with our existing customers. So I like to ask people one specific question, and that is, what would you think if this service went away? And so when we get to a confluence of people, maybe say 40% of people saying I'd be very disappointed with that, then we know we haven't actually achieved product market fit. And so what we'll do is, throughout that continuous feedback loop with our customers, we'll make sure that we're building to bring those somewhat disappointed people up to that very disappointed if this service went away.
I presume the states can get very complicated depending on property ownership, and you've got regions and states and different laws. I mean, how much of the universe do you think you can automate versus what's sort of the long tail?
Yeah, initially, that's because it's state by state, laws and regulations being very specific. We're gonna have to lean on that network of state attorneys. But overall, as the world continues to evolve and AI tools become even more accessible, we believe we can crack that nut, especially bringing the AI tool onto Todd and allowing estate planning and estate documents become translated into layman's terms for our customers.
And there's about like 20 or 30 different tasks that we've measured that need to be handled in order to settle an affair without getting into any of the legal aspects of it.
Does this cannibalize the estate attorney's revenue, billable hours?
Long term, it could.
And I certainly see situations where people are going to be reticent to want to even think about these sorts of things. And so let's say somebody doesn't set this up before they pass away. Is this a tool that people can use once their loved one has passed away in order to streamline that process?
The value of Todd begins and is created when somebody is planning ahead of time. There are certain companies in the marketplace right now that you can engage with post-death. They charge an exorbitant fee, thousands of dollars to a family to help them through that process.
All right, good job, guys, good job. Just saying congrats. Give a round of applause. We'll kick that off. Thanks to you all. Appreciate the work you're doing. Well, in good Father Cross fashion, I'm going to say this a few more times tonight, but please head on over to awesomeinc.org/program throughout the night to give these entrepreneurs feedback. So, thanks again, Todd. That was great. And again, it's one of my favorite times of the evening. Sweet Kevin, where are you at?
I didn't move very far. Kevin made it easy on me.
Kevin, who we hanging
I
out
chose
with?
him because his name is Kevin. So for all of you who don't have the name Kevin, there's time to change it before the next event. I'll probably have to. But anyway, Kevin, in the United States, roughly how many people currently work in the education field? Is it A, 7 million, B, 9 million, C, 18 million, or D, 21 million? You can get help from the people close around to you. Someone who feels confident.
If you're around Kevin, feel free to chime in.
Yeah, help Kevin out. Help Kevin out. He said C, and C is an option up there, but that's not the one he wanted. I think he wanted a different one. So, Kevin, what was another answer you heard from somebody helping you out? He did hear D from another person, but it's the opposite of D. Yeah, it is A. He nailed it. Kevin, good job.
Kevin, I just gotta say, that is how you do it. That was excellent. Well, speaking of excellence and getting schooled in your own game, I'm gonna have everyone rise to your feet, make a lot of noise, and cheer on our friend, Barry Sakanai. Welcome down.
Quick question for you guys. Does anybody in here, or has anybody in here ever written an essay? Has anybody in here wished that they went to school when ChatGPT was a thing, so ChatGPT could write the essay for them? Does anybody in here know anybody who may have written a paper for for money, or submitted a paper that they themselves did not write. So that's the problem that my company is here to solve. One of my buddies likes to call us NARC software. So what we do off Plus is we use artificial intelligence to detect that students are the correct authors at scale, so we help outside the class. This is an issue across the world. Recently in both New Zealand and in Australia, they saw an increase of about, what am I trying to say, that there was like a 30% increase of students who were using false authors for them, essay mills. And this came through before ChatGPT. Once ChatGPT hit the market, one instructor saw a 20% increase inside their class. So what's the answer? Well, Auth Plus is that solution. Simply what we want to do is check for authorship. Most schools are most third-party softwares are checking for copying, like plagiarism, and they're checking for GPT, but they are not checking for authorship. And so with our pilots, with our trials we've been doing, what we're finding is that people like that we're able to do authorship, but they want us to lean into that space of copying and finding GPT as well, and so that's what we're planning on doing in our version 2. And so simply what we want to do is we want to take we want to make standardized tests from people's not standardized texts. And the way we do this is by, one, the instructor sends a message to the student and gets access to that Auth Plus AI. 2, the student answers 6 questions based off of their writing. And then the instructor gets a report. And that report lets them know how that class did as a whole, and then they can dive in and drill down on that student data. So authorship plus authentication is Auth Plus. What we're doing is we are cross-questioning students for that instructor. And from our 3 pilots, we're having positive results from both instructors and students. 75% of those respondents are saying that it has prevented ghostwriting, that it encourages the student to write their own work, and that they prefer it to traditional plagiarism checking tools like Turnitin. So what are we wanting to do? With this investment, we want to continue building on what people know about ChatGPT. We want to be moving into that from version 1 into version 2. That'll be more friendly, have some of these other offerings to people, and then we want to further explore places that we are seeing momentum. So we're excited that we have 2 converted pilots, both from University of Manitoba in Canada, and then the Institute of Business Administration inside of Pakistan. We've got active pilots happening here in Kentucky as well as in Canada. And then we've got some upcoming pilots with some big clients, including Arizona State University and Sam Houston University. From us leaning into this space and people hearing about us, we're being invited to speak with places like Somerset Community College, for those of you who are in Glasgow County. And then we're also being invited to speak in Canada at the Canadian Symposium of Academic Integrity this summer. So who are we? Well, Wasi, on the left, he's a former ghostwriter. He was born in Pakistan, and in his teens and early 20s, he's written over 300 papers for people. And from that, he found that he really hated the industry. He wanted to get out of that industry. And so his first thing that he did is he moved into creating a product called Slate. And that's where he and I met. We met, I guess, in about 2017. I was working at Eastern Kentucky University as an instructional designer. Instructors were coming to me with problems saying, hey, I know my student didn't do the work, but how do I demonstrate that they didn't do it? And I quickly found that our tools weren't being able to demonstrate that. And that's how he and I met, and that's what we're building, and that's where we are now with this patent pending product, Auth Plus. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Barry. Can you tell us about the total addressable market as well as the revenue model?
Yes, thank you very much. Both of my notes that I conveniently could not get to work for me. All right, so what is the total addressable market? That's hard to say. What I can tell you is that ghostwriting and academic integrity issues in and of themselves are a $21 billion industry in the U.S. alone. The United States alone. That does not include Canada, that does not include UK, and that 80% of higher education programs in the world are English focused. I'm sorry, I don't know what it did. So I don't have a firm number on you because it is a shadow economy, it is a black market economy. But I can say between those two things, the 21 billion in the United States and 80% of programs globally, it is a large market to go after.
Can you talk a little bit about the sales process? Because if you're selling the university, then they have to get the department or the professor to adopt it. And how are you sort of tracing that all the way down?
Correct. So one, we're a new player in the market. We don't have people behind us, and so we're connecting with individuals through social media talks, where people are asking questions about ChatGPT and whatnot in spaces like Twitter, Facebook, and we go after those individuals. We do have to sell to departments, and so what we're trying to do is use pilots to be finding early adopters, use those early adopters to speak with and share inside the department to be able to create affinity groups, and then attack departments, colleges, and universities from there.
What kind of liability concerns come from this, and how's the company protected if your software says somebody cheated and they really didn't?
Yes, no, thank you. Again, one of those points that I talked about that I did not bring up. So our goal is not to say, yes, you cheated. Our goal is to take a heavy work from the instructor. Best practices say that all instructors should read every essay that comes across their table and interview the student before they even start grading that essay. And we see that as a pain point. How many instructors are there in the audience? How many of you are able to read, like before you even start grading essays, are you able to cross-question each student on your essay? I'm seeing a head shake from the center, I'm seeing another head shake over here. Especially when I start looking at economies of scale. My role at Eastern Kentucky University as an instructional designer was to build classes that might start with 12 students, but that would hopefully build to over 250. And so I'm trying to take this water, trying to get remove that bottleneck of the instructor, have them read 250 papers, and give them a place to focus their energy.
How do you think about the fact that there's likely to be an arms race? Anytime you have anti-cheating, people are going to find a way to cheat around it?
Correct. So right now we're seeing an arms race happening with ChatGPT. Over the winter term, there was a student at Princeton who created GPT-0, and what that does is it captures the current iteration of GPT. GPT-4 is going to be so much more complex than what's currently available, GPT 3.5, that you're going to have to have that technology arms race that you're talking about. Ours is fundamentally different. We're using artificial intelligence to question the student about what they wrote. We're focusing on 3 areas of writing right now. I'm sorry, my mouth is really dry. Those 3 areas being style, content, and memory.
I say I'm glad you weren't around when I was in college, because I could have been in trouble. So, again, Scott, we might have an issue with the clicker, so I'm just going to tell you to advance the slide. Well, again, I'll say it a couple more times. We've had 2 entrepreneurs pitch thus far, so make sure you're giving them real-time feedback. This is key to them, that after this event, we send them the information you guys give. And that is very applicable knowledge, tips, advice that they can apply to their businesses. So, that being said, it's time for my friend, Sweet Kevin. I can see you.
We're right down here in the
Yes,
front.
you are. Yes,
And
you
we're with
are.
my buddy Aaron. If you didn't see Aaron out there, he's one of the sharpest dressed guys always at these events. So Aaron, thanks for coming back. Gary, let's get that trivia question on the screen, please. Aaron, what % of pet owners shop for their animals online? I have this statistic online. Is it A, 23, B, 50%, C, 75, or D, 86%? What do we think, Aaron?
I feel like C is pretty safe. How
C is the safe answer, but sometimes, Aaron, you gotta live life on the edge. I know you're all buttoned up right now, but let's loosen that top button. Let's choose another answer. You're close.
Let's go with D.
He said D as in dog, and Aaron, you are correct.
Hey, actually, by show of hands, who does shop for their pet online? Okay. All the judges. Okay, it's legit. Well, speaking of shopping online, let's get on our feet, make some noise for Who Let the Dogs Out, and welcome Jennifer Martinez up next.
was hoping maybe this was karaoke, but no. And actually, I did not know the answer to that question. I guess 75%, but lucky for me, it's 86, so great. Cartoonize my pet. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing and what we're building. A little bit of problems and opportunities that I've seen in the pet industry that I've been in for quite a while now. This idea of hyper-personalization, first-party data, the pet industry and gaming in general, I'll get to why those are connected for us. Very fragmented. There's this idea coming in the future, Web3, NFTs, digital, which is the combination of digital and physical goods. That's a thing. And then just e-commerce marketing issues for companies right now, just brands trying to, do marketing on social media. It's kind of a problem. So let me tell you what we have. We have the cutest and most robust set of pet avatars on the market. There's about 1 trillion plus combinations that you can make on our website right now. And so we've got a bunch of dog breeds, cat breeds, whatnot. But what is the idea that we're going to do with this? So we're going to take this set of this technology, really, and build a massive ecosystem around your pet as the center of it. So what we've done so far is we have an e-commerce website. There's nothing totally crazy going on there, but you can put your pet on a bunch of products, over 300. We have a mobile game that we have built, and it is launched right now in some smaller countries, so we're looking at that. But really the big idea is to grow out this ecosystem so that these pets can kind of go with you into different places in the world. The pet industry is wonderful. I've been in it for quite a while. It keeps going up and up and up. 70% of people own pets. They're members of the family now. We all know that. My 3 dogs sleep in the bed with us, so that's fun. Mobile gaming is another thing of ours. Going up, and then, a lot of companies are looking for that +1 on their games. It's a very competitive space, but with our sort of ecosystem, they can talk to each other. And so the website and the mobile game and your pet system, 1 + 1 is hopefully equal to 3 in our case. So Traction, I inherited this site actually from a lady who designed all the artwork in the beginning, and I saw the opportunity. We've refactored the entire system such that it's now API driven. So my partners can just get on and check which breeds they want to show on their platform. And so it's very, very easy for plug and play people to kind of plug into our API and build a bunch of stuff with these pet avatars. We went, the old e-commerce site, there was no first-party data because people would build their pet and then leave and go to Zazzle.com to buy their product. I had no idea who they were. We were getting 1%, on a $30 t-shirt, so that was garbage. So we spent all last year converting all that to our own site, and now we're at 65% margins, and we just launched this new site. So that's good. We launched a mobile game in New Zealand and Australia right now is where people are playing, and we're just looking at early metrics on Unity, when people are playing with their pet as the character, and then if they go log onto the website, their pets are there. If they download the game for the first time and connect to their account, their pets are there. So it's this big ecosystem that we're going for. A +1 for us is Purina contacted us because they wanted to use our avatar builder in their CRM. So, these are problems for companies looking to solve it with, a more personalized manner. And so when people are signing up in the UK on Purina, they are using the pet avatar generator, and then Purina turns around and uses that in marketing emails. They're putting it on packaging, and so we just did get the green light last December to do a more global arrangement so that their 60+ pet websites can start using the builder as well. And then we've got pet-related charities. We have an Amazon Smile model where people pick their pet charity that they like, and we donate to that specific charity on their behalf from a portion of our revenue. Traction in pictures is just some Purina, the way Purina is using it. That was their internal conference. These are some slide pictures of our mobile game. And let's see, I'm an ex-actuary. I had an exit. I don't know if you've all heard of CoClones, but that was a company that I founded. We've got a few people on our team, CTO. We have Shai, who does everything that I don't want to do. And then we've got our game development partner, and Field Trip in Louisville help us with our new branding. Here's where we're at. We're raising $1 million. We've got about 650K of that. We need 350 more. And we're kind of running the e-commerce store, and so I'll give you the Purina example. So yeah, right now people can go on Cartoonize My Pet, they can design their pet, they can put a background on it, and then it generates the preview on all the products, and then we're using Printify as our third-party fulfillment, and they ship it out. What we've talked to Purina about, because they send the people's avatar to them on email, and they were like, ooh, what can you do with it? They literally have a spot in their email that's like, create great products with your avatar, and there's no CTA. And so I'm like, Purina, let me be your shop, you know? And so that ability for us to fulfill those products, like, we wouldn't necessarily compete, we could fulfill that for them and give them that shop to do so. So I think it's a good mix.
So we talked about a lot of different revenue opportunities here with the mobile app and with the e-commerce store and with the residuals or the royalties from creating avatars. What do you see as the big opportunity here?
So for me, I think it's this one-stop place, and I own the domain petspace.com, and this is what I want to use it for. Combining all of these together and to bring pet owners into a place together. So they've got this pet profile. It could be pictures of their real pet, it could be their avatar. We've got a bunch of consumers from the Cuddle Clone side that have pictures of their real pet too. This profile then, we can have the eyeballs of the pet people, and then you get your Chewy's advertising. Like, we would have our own sort of pet-centric ad network within our community. We're going to host a community using HiveBright right on our site. So we talked about using like a Discord or something, but we're actually going to use an on-site community platform to start bringing people in and talking about their pets, and have a hound channel, a puppies channel, that type of thing. And so they're all sort of there. So the idea would be to, hey, we have this great group of pet owners. Why don't we have a little page for considering pet insurance? And we have a preferred pet insurance partner. So it's just that, let's build these few things to start getting in the door, and then start adding things that they might want to see in the world after that.
So how do you get a dog to play a mobile game? I'm a little confused about that.
Well, do you have a dog? What's his name?
Sasha.
Sasha, so sweet. Well, first you sit with her and you have her look at the screen and create her profile.
I'll let you get that question in at the end of the night. So. Well, hey, I'm going to be off the cuff. I'm getting the feeling that we're a little sleepy here tonight. So, Connor, you mind put on that workout song we talked about earlier? And have everybody stand up real quickly, little 7-thing stretch. We're going to straight up. The shoulders, we're going to stretch our arms, squeeze some fresh air. Justin's hands are raised the tallest. Scott, the back will look great. Make sure you turn your neighbors and tell them how free it is tonight. Make sure you're making the teeth. Alrighty. That was good. I think we needed that. Alright. Well, hey, we're going to go on to the next pitch. I'll make sure we're not falling asleep here. So, before we do trivia, the most important thing, again, give these entrepreneurs some feedback. Let them know if you had $1 million to invest right now, how much would you give them and why? So, as you get your phones out, we're going to have Kevin. Where are you, Kevin?
Actually, everyone standing up helps me hide a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm up here on the opposite side.
Hey, you're down front again.
And I'm here with a lively group of 4 ladies, and they are excited for a girls' night out at the event.
Let's go.
Yeah, I know. They've been talking about it ever since I asked them. It's been incredible. They've been texting me the whole time. All right, ladies. The highest home ownership rate in the Midwest is what percent? Is it A, 55%? Is it B, 70%? C, 83? Or D, 91%?
The Midwest
Now
is
you four, convene a little bit. Make sure you guys agree. I don't want any animosity if we don't use an answer that someone suggests. We feel good?
Kevin, you're the spokesperson.
So, as a group of bankers, we have to go with B.
The answer they want to choose is B. Garrett, how do you feel about the answer B? The answer is correct. Great job, ladies. 60 minutes. Girls' night out.
That's fun. Well, speaking of homeowners, foundation of your house. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on our feet, we're going to make a very firm tunnel as we welcome Jennifer Dan Padua.
I'm Jennifer Mason, co-founder and CEO of TitleWise, an exciting company creating digital solutions for the real estate title industry. We work within the ecosystem of banks and lenders, real estate agents, and real estate settlement attorneys to get your housing deal closed. So, if you've never heard of title research, it did matter if you were anxiously awaiting the purchase of your home or a refinance to close. We know the industry is hot, is competitive. How do you actually make sure you close the deal you want? Title insurance is a foundational element that most people aren't paying attention to, but we're willing to bring it into the 21st century. So, when we talk about digital solutions for real estate title research, it looks like, what is the problem today? It consists of, we're still working with paper records, and that slows everything down. There's a lack of accuracy, and when you're anxiously waiting to close on your home, this is the behind-the-scenes situation that is dragging things down and causing 11th hour dramas at the closing table. We're finding that digital worksheets, reports, and databases specifically designed for your researchers are problem solving early in the process so that we're saving time and actually closing deals. The solution is taking these antiquated systems and bringing them to the 21st century. These are old problems, and you can think about a multi-billion-dollar industry that is still resistant to technology. So think about paper checks instead of like wire transfers. That's why we're bringing these online tools that are fully customizable for any county, state, country, or project to any settlement company in the nation that they can pick up and run with today. This solution came as a solution to my own company's problems. My co-founder and I are also co-owners of Southern Indiana Abstract Company. It's a third-generation Indiana firm founded in 1948. And when we were thinking about how do we keep our company lean, mean, and competitive, and avoid the bloat and bust, hire and fire cycles that we often see in real estate, we found that digital investment was the solution. Then when we connected with Eric, our current COO, we were able to take our mom-and-pop solutions, turn them into a scalable, smart, modern tech SaaS B2B product, and that's where we're at today. We took our solution when we found out that, yes, it was solving our problems. We could run 3 times as many reports in the same amount of courthouse time. But then we also invested in market research and customer satisfaction surveys and found that the time savings weren't just at the researcher end, they were carrying throughout the real estate transaction process for the processors, for the attorneys, for the lenders to actually get the deal closed. So we took our MVP, did a soft sales launch in January, and found that we were so spot on with the pain point that our onboarding was moving so quickly, we hit the brakes, we adjusted the product, and now we can say that in May, we'll do our full-scale go-to-market launch where we can adjust to any research or settlement closing company in the nation. Today, that looks like we've closed with our first enterprise companies. And yes, they were initially resistant. They started with their lead researcher, but within 2 weeks, we saw our first enterprise company roll out to every in-house researcher they had in every county and every state that they covered. Now we have $400,000 worth of potential contracts in our current sales and demo pipeline. And as I said, the product is ready to launch and we're ready to scale. So the roadmap, here's exciting when we talk about the market size. Because yes, today, current iteration, we can say we've got a $3.50 return on every product. So if we say for every $4 you spend on TitleWise, we give you back $26 in labor cost savings. Up next, we move Title as a tool for researchers to Title as a service. And we expand into marketplace services. So you can think about like Upwork, That moves that profit margin from $4 to $30. From there, because our database has proprietary information that is essentially the training materials for AI and ML, we will have the training materials to launch those products once we're trusted in an industry that is right now very resistant to these types of solutions. And from there, we ultimately fold in insurance, seeing a $700 return on each transaction. We also know that we can achieve this roadmap in the next 3 years. It's all planned out and we're ready to go. That's why tonight I want to say we're here in Lexington. Lexington has a very thriving economy of real estate services. Let's connect and talk title. Thank you.
So the source data is not digitized, right? Is the reports that you're creating from analog data?
That's right, good point. So land title research is based on county-to-county local records. And so if you're working out of, say, Jefferson County, Kentucky, very much online. You could do that from Japan. As soon as you move out of a metro area, it's rural and you still need boots on the ground. And that's where we're focusing.
So the end users here, these are title research companies, and is this purely on a per search basis in terms of the revenue model, or is there any recurring revenues in terms of subscription service?
Yeah, that's what's exciting. So we say for $1.50 per report, but each file is going to have an initial report, a pre-closing update, a post-closing update, a saved timestamp copy, and that's where we encourage researchers to really lean into our sticky tool and utilize it not just to serve the researchers, but the processors, and just keep building the material in the database.
And so you had about a 5-to-1 return on replacing labor. Could you go back through that? That seemed to be one of your sales points.
Yes, a lot of redundancy right now. So for example, if you run title on a 60-year chain of title when the property was a 50-acre farm, now it's been developed into 200 lots that are sunny acres. Every time you run a lot in that subdivision, our platform is a one-click duplication, whereas you used to have to start at the top, at the beginning every time. So we're cutting out all that redundancy.
And could you say, what are your biggest goals over the next 12 months?
Yes, by the end of the year, we will have achieved our 500,000 ARR goals. We'll have not only our initial subscribers and our cash generation machine up for the platform, but we'll also start to move into key integrations. So right now the platform produces reports in PDF and Word. By the end of the year, we'll have integration with the top 5 settlement software tools that our key ideal customer profiles are already using. We'll also be moving into the marketplace space by the end of the year and building the very beginning of the machine that is AI and automation.
Can you talk a little bit about, how to put this, are you enabling your competitors to outcompete you in the title work that you do in sort of the base business, number one, and number two, how are you finding all those customers and how are you signing them up?
What's exciting about title is that there is a nationwide land title association. We're digging into that. There's also a race to the bottom on the low-hanging fruit. We're taking the high route, so we're elevating standards without compromising turnaround and cost. Thank you all.
Good job. Well, this night is just flying by. We are 4 entrepreneurs down. You guys know what that means. It's time to head over to osming.org/program and give feedback to entrepreneurs. So the battle of the Jennifers has concluded. Great job to both of you tonight. And Stephen, I meant to say Kevin. My fault. Kevin, there you go. I was looking for someone to talk.
All my friends do that here. Don't worry.
I'm sorry.
I wish I was.
All right, sweet Kevin.
All right. Well, Alexander, why don't you stand up here? Alexander's ready to go to the minutes. He said that Papa Shout record is about to be his. He's got 60 minutes of tries. So Alexander, you know the drill, buddy. On average, how many millions of people attend music festivals annually? You might be a little young for this, but you'll probably go to one when you get a little older, and it's going to be awesome. All right, brother. G, let's see those options. Is it A, 3 million, B, 12 million, C, 26 million or deep, 32 million people attending music festivals annually. Alexander, I've got nothing but faith in you, my friend.
You might need to use the audience around you.
I think he's got this.
Okay.
I've got nothing but confidence.
Well, you said to take risks, so D.
Oh, he's listening. He's paying attention. All right, G. Let's see if D is there. Awesome. Good job, Alexander.
That was a full report when you said that pops like that. There we go. All right. Well, get the set on your feet. Speaking of records and music, we're going to welcome Carly and Caleb down, requester, to the final presentation tonight.
Alrighty, you all. So we're going to start this pitch with a little audience participation. If we have any live music fans in the audience, throw those hands up. Give us some noise. Okay, I see you all. Now I'm going to tell you that I think the biggest problem that we have is it is so hard to find the best live local entertainment in my area.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't it be so cool if there was one place that everybody could go for free and browse all the best live music entertainment in their area?
I think that'd be pretty cool.
What do you guys think? That was definitely weak sauce again. Thank you. All right, you guys, we have solved all of your problems. Let me introduce you to
Requester, revolutionizing the local live music industry.
All right, so let me give you a quick breakdown. Requester has two moving parts. There's Requester Fan and Requester Performer. Requester Performer can accept song requests and tips straight to their phone. They can also add show schedule, profile pictures, social handles, and what's really cool, the coolest part actually, is whenever they activate their end, they appear as an orange dot on the Requester Fans map, routing live music fans directly to their show and expanding their overall reach as an artist.
So then if you are a fan of live music, you're going to pull up your Requester Fan app where you're going to see all those little pins in the purple houses. Those are venues and performers in the area. When you click on one of those, a box is going to pop up. It's going to let you request, tip, or be directly routed to the location. You can search for all your favorite performers and venues here at the top, or you can check out the events tab down here to see what's going on tonight, this week, or this month.
And we have a new feature. Requester Venue became live earlier this year, which is an extension of Requester Performer, creating an entirely new way for local venues to get in front of their live music community and also market directly to their niche. Venues can add events in their calendar, social links, profile picture, description, but they can also send push notifications directly to their customers. All of this is only $14.99 a month or $99 a year, with the first 14 days being free. So why Requester?
Well, we don't know there's a need for it in the market, as there are other apps offering the request and tip function, although none of these apps offer all the functions that Requester has. What specifically makes us revolutionary is our location services and our SMS text messaging.
Yes, our location services make it possible for any live music fan to be routed directly to a local performer show or venue of choice.
And our SMS text messages allow those performers and venues to send show and event updates in real time.
Okay, so Requester makes money through two avenues. We have the venue subscription that I just talked about, but we also receive 5% of each transaction that happens. So a performer makes $5, Requester gets 25 cents, and the rest goes straight to performers' pockets. And also, the traction. We've had great traction this year, all of which has been through Carly and I on foot and through word of mouth and organically through social media. We are going to expand this year through paid advertising, sponsorships, sales reps, and we're also in the process of creating one code to house all three
prefers a venue that has entertainment, food, and drink. So that's going to make our market size 51 million adults in the U.S. alone. If we took just a third of those adults and had them tip $5 just one time, that's going to give us a revenue of $86 million. When you add in that requester surcharge, requester is going to get about $4.3 million, and the rest is going straight to those performers' pockets.
So the future is Requester. Our vision is to create a place where live music fans can connect with their local performers or venues worldwide.
And our mission is to support local venues and performers by creating a community of live music enthusiasts.
Yes. So our team is small but mighty. My name is Kayla Michael, and this is my very best friend, Carly Molden. We became owners of the app in January of 2022, which wouldn't be possible without Julie Michael connecting this dream team together, and Robert Sullivan for having the original idea and continually coding as the app rapidly evolves.
All right, you all. So download Requester for free now. Follow us on all social media platforms. Spread the word and join the live music movement with us.
Great. I've got two questions for you guys. The first one, why am I using this over, if I'm looking for live music, why am I going to this app versus just going on Soundkick and looking in Lexington?
So this is kind of going to be your one-stop shop. So yes, you are going to be able to find locations on those things, but what was really great about Requester is once you actually get to those venues and get with those performers, you're going to be able to interact with them in real time by sending those tips and requests back and forth with them, making a following with them, and yes, you can go onto those other apps and find the locations, but I don't believe they route you straight to it. Literally, when the button comes up, you click on it, and Google Maps is going to pop up and route you directly to that location. So even if you're not in Lexington and you're somewhere else and you want to know what's going on, then you just pull up your Requester fan app and it'll route you right to the location.
Perfect. And last one, with marketplaces like this, we've got a cold start problem where you need both venues, artists, and consumers to get on the app, and one doesn't join without the other. So how are you guys going about solving that cold start problem for your product?
So right now we're really targeting this first year. We've been targeting both performers and venues because there is lots of live music fans, but this isn't going to go anywhere without those performers and venues. So that's really where we have kind of started throughout this year, making sure we have.
Well, last year I would say performers.
Yes.
Because the venue just became active.
This year.
So we started out really targeting performers, and then we're hoping the venue side will fuel the fans to use it.
Who do you think captures the most value from this? I'm still confused about sort of going to the venue versus the artist management versus...
Yes, so it was created to support the local performer, actually. The venue thing is a completely new thing, so it actually was just Requester performer and Requester fan. So it's intended for a local performer to use this as an outlet to grow their audience.
Okay, and then the 5% for transactions, what transactions are you hosting? Is it merch, is it tickets, like what?
It's whatever they tip the performer. So if you tip the performer $5, we get 25 cents.
Do people tip performers through an app?
Yeah, that's what we want them to tip the performers through the app. And it's really great too, unlike Venmo or things like that you have to set up and have this whole time to get verified. You can use it just instantly.
And so if I understand what you said, the artist is going to be interacting with each person on the app?
Yes, so if someone were to scan their QR code or send a song request, the performer can choose to respond in real time, or if they want to do it after the show, they can respond then, and each time they respond, it prompts the fan to send a tip.
And what's great about that too is that it's going to store all of those responses. So if everybody in here sent us requests, but we couldn't answer all those while we're on at the stage, you can go back later and say, wow, I really should have been a cowboy to my set list because 50 people told me that I should have sang it tonight.
And right now, how many performers, how many venues, how many users on the platform?
So we have 197 performers, and we have 813 fan downloads, and then we have 2 venue signups.
That's great, thanks.
Well, that's great. Wow. That concludes just about the evening, except for the best part. My favorite. Brian, Emily, Ben. Nice and called the Ben Weeks, taking the judges away to deliberate. We're going to pick tonight's winner. But before we do that, is anybody ready for the festivities of next Saturday? I saw one person clap their hands. Okay, maybe not. Let's try this again. Let me speak more direct. Who's ready for Derby? I'm sure you didn't say that first. Well, before we get to Derby festivities, let me encourage you one final time to head to awesomeinc.org/program and give feedback. You can do that in the next couple of minutes, but we want these entrepreneurs to know if you were their investor, what would you give them and why? And before, I'm just going to say this. Let's get everyone on your feet one final time. I'm feeling a little crazy. Can I ask everyone to comfortably move towards the stage? We're going to get close tonight. Because we're going to do it. If you're feeling frisky, move a little bit closer to the stage. Because we got a game going on. And I think the tech booth is getting ready to make a curtain call or something. Is that right? Reviews. So we're going to do a little in-house Derby race. And I'm excited. So when every one of you register for tonight, you put your name in a bag with some fun horse names. So we're going to have 6 lucky contestants voluntold to come on stage to play a little game. Also with the potential to win a prize from the main event. Maybe a fun gals night out, maybe a fun day, setting new records. And it's going to be crazy, and I'm excited for it. So, this is amazing. Okay, well, first up, we're going to call you, and there are 6 lanes for these horses to run. And I just want everyone to yell and get your pre-derby yells out. Act like you got a Bloody Mary, you're in your seersucker, you're looking dapper. We're going to have a good time. So, first up, running for By a Theranos, drum roll please, is one Bailey Shield? Bailey, you in the house? Oh yeah, give it up for Bailey! Bailey, I must say, I think you're going to be the best one going. I'll just do that. Alright, up for horse number 2, which is Secretariat, is... Yeah, right, come on stage. Is Sean Levin? That's your name correct? Yes, come on, Sean! Here we go. For horse number 3 with Colt GPT is Kelly Neal. Are you in the house, Kelly? Come on down. There we go. Guys, this is going to be hilarious. Oh, you're trash talking. Guys, the joggers are trash talking. Who is it? For horse number 4, Life's a Pitch, instead of pitch with a P, is Leslie Lee. Leslie, you in the house? Leslie, I don't know where you are. Come on down, Leslie. Right on. Leslie, you're the best smile in the house tonight. Thanks so much for sharing that. All right. For horse number 5, Saddle with Debt. Drum roll, please. Give it up for 1, Brad Bolden, baby! Come on, B-Man! Alright, and I promise you, all these names were fairly picked by Jacqueline, the queen herself. But there's nothing like healthy competition in the family. Up for horse 6, my old Kentucky crone is Kathy Walden. Come on down! So race, Kathy Bolden with 5 Old Kentucky Chrome. But Kathy, wait, there's more. And the audience said, ooh. There we go. You have a winning team on your back. And we would like for you to pick and draw the winner who's going to go with you to the main event to set some records on some games. Is Dylan Neary? Dylan! What you guys have to know is that Dylan spent his life savings on my own Kentucky Chrome, and it paid off well tonight. So let's give it one final time for our business champions. Great job, great job. And give it up one final time for all you who participated in these Chambly horse games. So, great job, y'all. We are going to be wrapping up here momentarily. So, we're going to wrap up here. We'll be done in less than 5 minutes. I want to say, go ahead and plug your smartphone, your tablet. If you have an iPad with a massive camera, even better. We want you to save the date for Wednesday, June 21st. And because you are live here in person, we're going to give you a free ticket. So free entertainment, free prizes, maybe more free booze. I'm not going to promise that. And a free great evening to see the third winner playing stage. Last couple of things. We are so grateful for our title sponsor, as Brian said, for the 2023 season of Five Cross, Connect by Windstream. Please give it up for Connect. And also for tonight, we're taking sponsor Disparity. Where's the group that came out from Disparity? We saw you guys in the audience, you're out in the audience somewhere. But thanks so much for coming out tonight. We're grateful for you being a sponsor tonight. And then last but not least, my good buddy Keith McMahon is here somewhere. He often says this, but please support your local startups, be a customer, keep the money in our economy. And it's great to see Kentuckians who are taking a risk like Alexander, who took that risk tonight. So, with that being said, how are we feeling, y'all? We good? Well, what I'm going to ask is this. Can we have all presenters come on stage? We're going to do the big shebang. We're going to get you up here. We're going to have the audience fully participating, stomping their feet, making some noise. So let's give it up one final time for all presenters. Keep it shebang. This is maybe the most we've ever had on one stage. This is great. Okay, so the way this works, we're going to have a crowd favorite, we're going to have a runner-up, and we're going to have a winner. So what I need is everyone to be dialed in. This is why you're here. So let's go about 33% volume, slapping your legs, stomping your feet, making some noise, because tonight's crowd favorite, that's right, you voted it, is Todd! Justin and Aaron, keeping it out. They won your hearts, and they won the best prize, the crowd favorite. But here we go. Just some more things to say. So I want about 50% volume. Again, we're disrupting the movie next door. With second place winner being 50% volume. Got a little more. You got a little more. Is Parthenon Night. Good job, congratulations. Okay, before my voice goes out, let's have everyone rise up one final time. The floors are about to be shaking, I can feel it. The lights on the wall are going to be moving, because we're going to find out tonight's winner, who is going on to the December 5 Cross Finals. And the rumble begins. That was pretty awesome. This is for one of you guys. One of you judges, thanks for being here. Because tonight's first place winner going on to the December 5 Cross Finals is Tony Wall!
of course, that's the name here, right? Very, very close, I guess, when it came down to it. I'm an entrepreneur. This is what I've done all my life, and yet I think I've succeeded because I've de-risked the risk in my business efforts. And this was when it came down to just that thin margin of victory, they have the proven track record already. They de-risked the business by being experienced. I think I saw in there about 70 years total experience in the title industry, which they're targeting. So they know their sector inside and out. And all that ended up to just a thin margin of victory. So congratulations.
Great job. Jennifer, it comes to if you want to get into the audience, come forward to the governor again.
I just want to thank you all for the opportunity, the energy tonight. You're right, risk is part of it, taking challenges, but it's an honor to be in a room with people who care about this kind of work. So thank you all so much for the attention.
Great job, guys, Jennifer. Fantastic job. That's it for tonight, folks. Again, there's free tickets for Wednesday, June 21st. We should have some extra food outside. Please take it if you're in college. Take 2. We might have some drinks. Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.